What's up, beautiful bosses, and welcome back to our channel. My name is Rosie and I'm your calligraphy biz bestie. I am the creator behind Wondercrafter as well as the coach of the Craft Academy. It's a step-by-step program on how to really build a calligraphy business that is profitable and allows you to live the life that you want to. Today, I'm going to do a special tutorial for you, that's been really requested multiple times through social media and on our coaching calls, and that is the Honeybook walkthrough. So Honeybook is what's called a CRM, and that stands for a client relationship management software. And that's exactly how it sounds. It's a software that you actually use to manage all of your client ins and outs. And that includes all of your emails, contracts, templates, even tracks all of your contacts, and even allows you to kind of see what your workflow looks like and how many projects you have pending and what you need to do for every single step. So I know that sounds a little bit overwhelming right now, but I am going to walk you through step by step on how to create all of your templates and how to manage some of your workflows and stuff like that. So there are multiple CRMs out there. The one that I have heard of the most is Dubsado and Honeybook. Personally, for me, Honeybook looked like it was the most useful software, and it has really paid itself off multiple times around just from the ease of use. So prior to using Honeybook, I was doing things the most ghetto way possible. I was communicating through Gmail primarily, and I was creating all of my invoices and contracts through Microsoft Word, and then I was converting it through PDF and kind of making a PO number and then sending it through Gmail. And then to collect payment, I would do it through Stripe. And so as you can imagine, the paperwork was everywhere. My contracts were in 20,000 different places, and it was just completely unorganized. And it was just really hard for me to track things at the end of the year. And of course, when it came down to doing taxes, it was not a fun process at all. Now, with Honeybook, I have been able to really streamline the entire process. And I will say, I actually didn't start signing up for Honeybook until I went viral for the very first time on TikTok. And that was because I was getting anywhere between 5 to 10 perfume requests every single week, sometimes more, depending on how crazy the video was getting at that time. And I quickly learned how to use Honeybook. And after that, I learned that I couldn't really live without it. So now you can actually link up all of the things. You can integrate every app that you use pretty much. So that includes your Gmail, your invoices, contracts. You can collect payment through Honeybook, even through credit card payments. And then you can also link up your accounting software like QuickBooks as well. So it just makes things really easy for you, so you can see it all in one picture and really look at the profit and losses that you have at the end of the year, because you have linked up all of these different softwares, and it just makes things easier for you. With that, I'm going to go ahead and start the tutorial. If you haven't already, just make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any more of these awesome videos. And with that, let's hop to it. So the first thing that we are going to do, I wanted to do kind of a walkthrough for you for the general Honeybook layout. So it's really nice because they have everything super succinct for you. So this is the homepage. You can set up your projects and you can kind of see exactly what some of those look like. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of grade this out because of client protection and data usage and stuff, and just wanted to protect some of my clients. But as you can see, there's like 5 new inquiries, 35 projects with new activities. We've got a calendar, so you can actually link up some of these events that you have. Let's just say it's a live event for February 14th. You can actually schedule it into your calendar, and it syncs up with your Google Calendar, so it actually blocks out some of those meetings for you. And it also sends you some reminders as well, so that's super nice. They have a bookkeeping section where you can actually see what payments are overdue and if you have to cancel it, or do a follow-up reminder to make sure that you are getting some of those invoices paid. The next thing is your tasks, and that's kind of something that you set up. I don't really utilize this that much just because mine is a lot more simple, and I don't have a lot of tasks in between anyway. I just get the inquiry, I get the lead, and I show up on that day. So, and then the last thing, it does give you some reports, and it shows you the values of the bookings that you've had this year and kind of where your leads came from. So I'll walk through each of that with you. The next coolest thing that I really enjoy about Honeybook is the project section. So you can actually see all of the different projects and stages of business that you are in. I can actually customize this. We go to customize, you can actually add a stage. They already have some locked ones, as you can see, so you can't really update that and change it, unfortunately, but you can always add a stage. So you can say inquiry, follow-up, proposal sent, contract signed, retainer paid, planning, and completed. You can say something like follow up email post event. And then we can simply add that in to the little puzzle pieces, and we can maybe move that here or even here. And then that ends up adding the stage onto your project management page anyway. So that's super nice. And then you can actually look at all the different follow-ups that you have, all the proposals that you sent that still need to be signed, contracts and stuff like that. So you can actually see exactly who is in there and what you need to do. And then we also have the contacts page. And so I'm going to grade this out as well, but it has all of the different names and emails and phone numbers that you can throw on here so that you can actually keep track of who your contacts are. You can even download it as a CSV file and have all of that at your fingertips. So it's kind of like a nice, succinct black book for yourself. The next thing that I really love about Honeybook is the tools section. So you can actually do so many things with these. You have templates, you've got a library, you can automate a lot of this stuff like emails and stuff, calendar, refer and earn. Well, that would be like your affiliate links. But then you also have like the scheduler, different tasks that you have to do, a time tracker. So you can see how much time you're spending on certain things and be able to adjust it based on your timeline, especially with, if you're a CEO and you're starting to scale, then that's something that you want to kind of keep in mind to make sure that you are spending your time super efficiently. From there, we've got reports. So you can look at the different financial reports for every single year and see how many payments you've gotten, where your leads came from. Is it from like the internet? Is it from Google? Is it Wondercrafter? Is it from Instagram, TikTok, etc.? And then you can kind of see a really nice snapshot of your entire financial picture for the entirety of the time that you were using your Honeybook. Back to tools, we also have payments. You can even track your expenses, and you can actually link your QuickBooks into Honeybook as well, so that you can see exactly your like positive and negative and analyze your profit and loss here. The next thing that is actually really nice too is the contact form. So the contact form is a really good tool for someone who may or may not have a website yet, and they just need a quick way to capture a lead and figure out like what your project needs are for that specific thing. I'm going to walk you through the lead capture form. So again, in order to get here, you would go to home, go back to tools, and go to your contact form. So this is the default one, and you can rename it to perfume order. Let's just say that, for example. You can change any of these options and you can add some as well. Like for me, I keep it very, very simple, and I recommend doing that as well. You don't want to overcomplicate it, because if you have too much information in your contact form and it's like 20 different questions, then that's what I like to say is that you're actually increasing the resistance to a potential lead. So if they see 20 questions on here and they don't want to answer and it's too overwhelming, they're probably going to close your window and go to the next client or the next person that they find on Google. For ease of use, think about like Amazon, you can like buy now, and that makes things a lot easier for many of their clients, and that's why they have so many sales. You want to prioritize the client experiences as much as possible. So then the next thing, we've got the full name, and you can put like an example for yourself. I put Rosie Posey, got address, date needed by perfume or liquor, and then tell us more about your engraved gift. And to add more questions, all you have to do is hit that plus button, hit questions, or even content. So you can like put your calendar here, which is like super cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and trash that because that's not what I use, and everything automatically gets saved anyway. So it's super nice that you're not gonna lose it if you end up closing the window on accident. So to share this link with like your lead, for example, all you have to do is hit in the new tab, and this is what it really looks like when it's published. And you can connect your Instagram on there, which is super nice. And that way, like we have some people who can follow up with you as well and really connect with you on a personal level. So this makes it super easy. And what you can do is either go on here and hit copy, or you can go here and hit copy link as well. It's the same exact thing. Another thing that's super nice is that you can actually embed this into your website. So if you have a website already, you can embed it directly into your website, and people can actually fill out this survey directly from your website, and it goes into your Honeybook directly, which is super, super nice. Again, just makes things super easy and streamlined for your clients. In addition, if you have it on your website, you can capture additional foot traffic onto your website versus Honeybook. And so I like to say, just get as much foot traffic onto your website as possible, because that's going to increase your SEO. So that is your contact form. From here, if you want to preview it, we kind of already did that. And then if you want to publish it, that is where you would publish. And then this this is how you would embed it. So you would literally, so it's over here on the top right, we've got the publish button. You're gonna copy the code below and just hit copy code, or you can highlight it and copy, and then you'll just embed it directly into any of these platforms. So we've got Squarespace, WordPress, Wix, Weebly, and Showit. So it's super nice, and they have directions in there as well. I'm not going to walk you through that because I didn't do it for myself, but it is fairly easy, and I've had many of my students do it as well without any hitch, and it works super great. So when they do a lead, I'm gonna do get in contact. So I'm gonna do kind of like I'm gonna come in and pretend like I'm a lead. So I'm gonna say my email is hello@wandercrafter.com. I'm gonna say Miss Dior fragrance. What event? I'll just say for a wedding, maid of honor. Put florals and name. And then we'll hit send. And then that was sent into my Honeybook. So from here, it should refresh and it will show up into the inquiry option. So you can see Rosie Posey's project. And so that's why it's super streamlined, and I do recommend using Honeybook. It also sends a copy of that request into your email so that you have that in multiple places. So you can connect your email directly into here, so you can actually see exactly where things are at, and you can actually like connect your Google, either your calendar and your Gmail, into Honeybook. And again, that just makes things super streamlined because they're like all connected together. So now you can see exactly how everything that I've put in there, it has translated, and now it's an inquiry for me, and it was in the inquiry side. So I wanted to introduce you to this page, and this is my personal project page for that client. So we've got the date that they put, what fragrance it is, so you can see as a really easy snapshot on here what they're requesting. And of course you can actually like adjust this too. So you can actually upload like the different photos and stuff here and make it super customizable. But they do have some default ones, like this flower one's kind of cute too. So I have used that in the past. And this one is just one of my engravings that I've used in the past, and it's one of my favorites. So I just love having that at the top. On this page, as you scroll down, you will see that it's visible to you and one person. So this is my client. You have activities, files, payments, and details. So I won't click through any of that because that's going to be completely empty anyway. But if you wanted to respond to this email, all you have to do is hit reply to, and it automatically populates the subject for you, and you can literally type whatever you want. I have set up some templates on here, so I already have a bunch of this in here. What you can do is, just type in a bunch, and I'll show you how to do that as well, and just makes things really nice and simple. So for emails, I will kind of walk you through all of this. So you can say hello, and then we will add insert client name. Thank you for your inquiry. I am available to take on your project for your wedding in February. Here are the instructions to move forward. My rate is, I would recommend, $50 per bottle with a minimum of 100. I recommend starting at a minimum of $50 if you're just starting out. And with experience, you will start to increase your minimum to 100, 200. My minimum currently is about 500. Some people have 1,000, so it's definitely ways to kind of move up and really ensure that you are creating your financial security instead of just working for one project for $10, which is not worth it as an artist. From here, you can say, if you'd like to move forward, I will send you a contract and invoice to complete. Sincerely, Rosie. So you can actually put Rosie, or you can do your signature. So I, again, will show you how to do that email signature as well. So I have it auto-populated. So Rosie, WonderCrafter, my title, and then my Instagram handle for people to enjoy as well. So from there, you can save this email as a template, inbound lead response, and then you hit save. And so now you have an email template that has been saved successfully. So from here, if you refresh this, when you reply to it, you should be able to see some of the thread that is coming through as well. So there's probably a little bit of a delay, but rest assured that it will come in. The next thing, what would be really cool is actually you can move the stage. So remember, the project manager has different stages. So now it's no longer an inquiry, and now it's a follow-up. So you can hit follow-up, and then let's just pretend like they responded yes, and they're like, okay, let's move forward. I want to do it for $50. So from here, you would hit create new up at the top. and you would hit invoice. So you have opportunities to do a contract, invoice, proposal, questionnaire, service, etc., etc. And you can actually set these legacy files up as well. So the proposal actually has the contract and the invoice together, or you can just send one or the other. So for this one, let's just pretend like we just want to do the invoice. We trust this person. We don't want to do a contract, which by the way, I always recommend doing a contract. I would go to invoice and I would say, so these are some of the templates that I've already set up. So I have the live event invoice, which includes the invoice, contract, and the payment plan or the payment page. Then there's a regular invoice template, which I need to rename, but it's totally okay, but because I kind of already know what it is. So it's the invoice and the payment. So I think I'm just gonna do that. And then from here, this is kind of like the default that they had or they provided. So we've got like the default banner, we have the name, the invoice number, PO number, the date, phone number, etc. And then we've got some of the different things that you can add on here as well. This one is kind of like just for weddings, and I think this is the Honeybook templates for it. So you can add different things. So let's just say, I'm just gonna go ahead and delete this because we don't really need it. So you just click on it, it'll expose a trash can and you hit that. And then from here, let's just say it's the Miss Dior fragrance. It's 1 unit item for $50. And then that will auto-populate to that. And you can see over here, it's gonna be $50 total as well. For the Miss Dior fragrance, I would usually, just because I want to make sure that people see it all the time, I would say name plus title, which is maid of honor. I'm just gonna make up a name. Let's just say Linda. Plus maid of honor plus florals. So that way the client can see it and they can also approve it and just make sure that they're getting a design approval. You can always add another one. Let's just say if they wanted a rush fee, if it was within the 7 days, I would hit 1 item. And let's just say the rush fee is $50 in additional. And then you can put some kind of description and that brings the grand total to $100. And then from here, you can kind of schedule your payment. So you can have the option to split it into multiple payments. All you have to do is hit add payment and then it will automatically divide that into 3 for you. What I'm gonna do is actually delete that. And for the date, you can actually adjust it to the smart date. So the smart date basically would say like 1 month before the project date. And remember, we put the project date as February like 24th. You can also say after the invoice is sent, 1 day after the invoice is sent, and then that will auto-populate the date to tomorrow. Or if you want to choose an actual date, you can hit custom date and then just click the calendar and say that it's due in 7 days. So let's just say February 2nd is our date. So they have 1 week to complete the invoice. From here, you would hit, you can preview it if you want to. If you're previewing as a client, feel free to play around. And this is what it would look like when it slides into their email inbox. Then we can hit exit preview or you can hit done. And then hit share. Now this is the Honeybook default email template as well for when it comes to invoices. So I think what I would do, I'll say perfume invoice. So please find attached the invoice as we discussed. Once you open the invoice, you'll be able to review the invoice and make the payment online. So from here, the title or my signature is already in there. So that is great. So I'm not going to send it because that's going to end up messing up my accounting. So I'm just going to leave it there. But basically you would just send that and this would slide into their inbox. Then the client can view the invoice and make the payment online, which is super, super, super convenient and nice. And again, it tracks everything for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. I don't think it will save it for you if you don't send it. So you'll have to start over, unfortunately. So you can't like create a draft. So I usually don't go into the invoice portion until they have finally like approved it. So the next thing I wanted to show you is the different contracts that we have. I'm gonna say live engraving contract here at the very bottom. And just to note, we do have contracts and email templates all in the Craft Academies. So if this is something that you actually do need help with and you really need some of these contracts in your life just to make things easier for you as an entrepreneur, definitely check out the Craft Academy because it is super, super helpful. And we give you all the templates and we teach you how to essentially build a calligraphy business from scratch with your own purpose and reasoning behind the business. And we love doing this and our students have had so much success with it. So if you are interested, go ahead and go to wandercrafter.com/apply and we can set you up with a complimentary coaching call and we can see if the Craft Academy is a good fit for you. Anyway, so this is the contract. I'm not going to walk you through the entire contract, but basically you can just copy and paste it. What you can also do is a page and you can see all of the other stuff in there. So let me see if we can start a contract from scratch for you. So we'll do a contract. Let's do blank contract. So this is a contract that you would have on here. They do have a default one as well. They have like the template gallery on here, so you can actually go in and really take a look at it and just use some of the ones that they have available. I actually didn't find that this was that helpful from a calligrapher standpoint, although they do have some really great templates on here. So I do recommend taking a look at that as well, and then just adjusting some of the verbiage cater to your specific business. And then from there, you can preview again. You can even adjust some of the colors and the banners and stuff too if you want. I've already made mine like my special green color, so I'm just gonna leave it there. And then you can insert what's called like smart fields. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert a smart field here, and you can put, let's say, the client's name. You can have them edit it, or they have to fill it out and it would be blank by default, or you would put can't edit, and that means that whatever we have on here is already set and they're not able to adjust that. But you can basically choose anything. Like there's emails, there's addresses, there's a bunch of stuff that you can add on here. So it makes the contract really simple for you and just makes it, again, very streamlined and saves you so much time in the long run. You can also, if you want to, you can add like an invoice template as well. And that way you have the invoice and the payment together. Again, just makes it super easy. And once you set it up the first time, you don't have to set it up again, which is perfect. So then we can hit share. And again, it comes up with the email as well. So you can put the contract, I'd like to share a contract with you, follow the link below, and you can review and sign the contract online. So again, you can send that out, and I'm not gonna do that because I have to go back and delete it, but it would just send the same thing as an outbound email. So from there, pretty much you can like move it wherever you want to. So if you've already done the event and you've already sent it out, you can just click it, and then if you're done, you can hit complete and it will move everything over. So I wanted to actually go into the templates next. I do think that this is probably the biggest time saver for me, starting to use it more consistently with time. It can be a little overwhelming in the very beginning just because there's so many steps on here, but just remember that once you do it one time, you won't have to do it again for that much longer. So like you set it up once and it saves you 10 minutes every single time that you book a brand new project or book a brand new lead. So let's start with the basics. So here are some of the emails that you have. So you can go in and really adjust it. So this is the template that we've already done. So you can adjust that as you want to. And in order to create a new one, a new template, all you have to do is hit create new, and we'll hit email, and then that's that. There's also like cool other things that you can throw in there as well. So I think you can auto-populate some of the other stuff other than the first name, but I can't really find it on here. And then from here, if you have a package, if you have say a wedding signage package, for example, so this is their examples. So here they have a calligraphy suite example. So this is the one that I kind of been using, but again, it's just super nice. And you can even schedule it to add tags for you based on your location. If you are selling a physical product, you do have to charge tax for it because it is kind of a physical good versus like a service. So in California anyway, we don't have to charge a tax on services. So if I do go to an event, I don't have to charge a tax, but that's only in California and things change all the time. So I am not, this is my disclaimer, I am not a lawyer, I am not an accountant. So this is just my experience, and I highly recommend reading the laws in your area just to make sure that you are compliant. Don't take it from me, this is just my experience, but I have no rights or claim to that. So definitely take a look at your laws and make sure that you are doing things the right way. So here are the contact forms that I created. So you can go back and adjust all of your templates. We've got gift cards, we've got the email signature, so you can go in and adjust it as you want to. And then as far as like the smart files go, the smart files are all the invoices and the contracts that I've created in the past. So that is all of that. You can also see what's called legacy templates, and that has all of the different invoices that you've ever used. We've got contracts, we've got proposals, different questionnaires, and even different brochures. So you can see that some of these I actually have not used myself. I usually just use the invoice, the contract, and the proposal. When I was taking perfume individual orders, I did take advantage of the questionnaire, and again, it's super, super helpful to just keep everything all in one inbox. But I no longer do that, so my form is no longer active and cannot be found anywhere unless I send the link out. So yeah, I think that's it. You can also see everything here on the right's notifications with things that you can do in order to kind of keep track of what's happening. So these are just notifications of like what contracts you have to continue signing, which invoices were completed. So it's nice to have that up there as well. This $, you can give 20% off up to $200. And then whenever they join, you can get up to $200 as well. So they have a really nice affiliate program. I'm also going to link my Honeybook affiliate down there as well. I highly recommend if you can. I would really appreciate if you use my code just because it helps me make really educational videos like this super easily. But yes, and then on the right, if you want to look at your bubble, you can change your photo, your name, your business name, company settings, and link your bank account, your debit card, your credit card, and your actual checking account as well. So you can actually collect money directly from Honeybook. Your clients can pay by ACH deposit or through Honeybook, and they do take, I want to say 3 to 3.5%, which is something that you can't really avoid anyway. I think as a business, you kind of just eat that cost because it's worth it to be professional for these leads that are potentially paying you anywhere from $500 to $1,000 or even more than that. So 3% of that is a drop in the bucket, and it's worth the experience and to continue building that relationship and streamline with some of your clients. So I think that brings my Honeybook tour to an end. I hope this was super, super helpful for you. And let me know what you thought about Honeybook and if you're going to try it out. So if you haven't already, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel, and definitely comment on the video and tell me what you're going to be using Honeybook for next and if this was really helpful for you. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop it into the comments and I would be more than happy to help you with some of that as well. And I hope this was super helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!